Well, good morning everyone and welcome back. We are here on Frontier Lite on my old PlayStation 4. Still running smooth as glass. Alright, you may be wondering what we're doing down here by the gate we cleared out yesterday with our big tractor and some equipment. Well, we done such a good job. Oh, train's coming. We done such a good job yesterday clearing up the sand, performing our civic duty, that we've been asked to try another project. The train is gone. Let's move outside the gate. The authority has decided that they want to see if they can reclaim some of this land outside of the wall. It's needed for agriculture, and the other problem is that all the oil wells here, when the wall was built, these oil wells were already abandoned, and they've managed over the years to suck enough oil and natural gas out of them to keep the city going, but it's running out. So we're going to have to find another way. So one of the restrictions we have out here is we can't use fertilizer, because most fertilizers, synthetic ones anyway, come from natural gas, which is in very short supply. So it's dry and sandy out here, but I think we can fix that. I think if we get some ground cover on here so the ground can hold a little more moisture, that's going to help. And I think we can grow a cover crop and help to bring up the nutrient level in the soil without chemical fertilizers. And I think we need to put in some trees. Trees will shade the ground and help with water retention. But more importantly, they'll act as windbreaks as well and cut down on the sandstorms and the drifting sand. So, alright. I think it's a worthwhile project, and I think it could be a lot of fun. So I'm in. And of course, any of the anything we grow out here is ours to keep. All right, we're plowing. So we have this piece of land on this side of the road, and we have a piece on that side of the road, bordering either side of the road. I guess that makes it easier to evaluate. There's still some sand left here, but we're going to see if we can plow that in. That sand was part of the soil mix-up originally. So we're just putting it back where it came from, in a manner of speaking. Obviously, it's drifted here. There's a little excess sand here. It'll be a bit of a sandy loam. I have no doubt we're going to have to come over this again, but let's go as far as the edge of this parcel. It should be coming up here soon. There you go. Alright, now we're going to swing around and we'll just come back over it again. We'll have a look too at how wide our property is. So that's a pretty good wedge of land. It's, you know, not overly wide, pray say. It's pretty good, but it is long. So we're, what I'm thinking is we're going to plow the whole thing out. Okay? Let's get back in here and... fiddle around with this more. Let's head back. We're gonna go back along the wall. I'd like to get as much of this as I can just because of the aesthetics. So I'm thinking we're gonna plant some trees. I'm thinking, we're not gonna get it all, I'm afraid. I'm thinking we'll plant a row of trees along the wall. And we're going to plant some trees along the road, both sides of the road going out. And up by the rail line, I think we'll plant a line of trees across there. That'll give us some windbreak for the property. Hopefully, if we have success here, they're going to allow us to farm more parcels of land. But this is going to be a huge farm. Just these two lots here are going to be so much land. If I can drag it around. Oh, lovely. Okay, I'm pretty happy with that. All right. So I'm thinking we're going to plant maybe a band of grass, maybe the width of the plow, maybe a little wider. There's a bit of an embankment up here, so we'll see what we're left to work with. So what I want to do is plant a grass periphery here with a row of trees on either side, and then our crop will start. And then sort of do the same thing up at the other end. It's important, I think, that we cover all this ground. Farming in the past out here has stripped away all the natural vegetation that used to help hold moisture. And then when the farming stopped out here, that natural vegetation couldn't come back. Certainly not, it couldn't come back quickly enough. So, not liking this. I didn't want to have to do this, but let's move this guy out of the way. We'll get to you in a minute. Alright, let me try something. I'll be right back. Alright, I tried using the landscape tool to soften things a little bit, and it couldn't do what I wanted. I think when I get too close to the road, it won't let me landscape, and that's where the problem is. So I'm either going to have to use a smaller plow that'll follow the slope of the land, but I'll see what I can't get first, and then we'll do that. Then we only have to do the parts that I can't get with the big plow. So I did, can't see it from here, but I did miss some parts. Alright, so let's run along the railway track here now. Eventually I want to do something with the section on the other side of the railway track, but that's a problem for another day. Just get to the other side of the property. I mean, there's a lot of land out here that if we can figure out how to grow again out here without fertilizer, moisture retention is the biggest issue in a situation like this. Once that ground cover is lost, that becomes a huge issue. Now, I might bring the map up. I don't want this to become a mess. Alright, so if I bring the map up, it gives me my GPS coordinates, so I want to be at 180, I guess. Alright, so if I drive at 180 approximately, we should get a nice straight line. Eventually I would like to own this piece of land next to us, but oh. And I'm probably not going to do anything right here. Just let the crop go right up to the borderline. And if I add another piece of property, maybe on the far side of that property, I'll add another row of trees. Choppers here to see what we're doing. And we're still running basically on course. So you can see it's a sizable field we're going to get out of this, although we're going to lose some on the far side to the verges. We're going to make our own decorative verge with some grass and trees, and then we'd have to put some thought into, we're going to be limited based on the time of year it is. There's some crops we can't plant right now. But I'm assuming in a situation like this, thinking of the Canadian prairies or the U.S. Midwest, generally very dry areas and not great soil quality. So you see them growing a lot of wheat and barley and rye and oats. Maybe that's a fall crop though. So although with the storyline I just created, it would probably be best to plant those crops, we're probably going to plant something else. Probably that wouldn't be so appropriate to a dry condition like this. But ideally, a grain crop like that would do best in this. For example, corn would be a horrible crop to try to grow here in this circumstance because it's a water pig. It's also modern corn farming is all about nitrogen. It's artificial fertilized to the max. And that won't work for us here. So I'll find a crop that we can plant, and it's not, I mean, I guess middle of the road corn would be the worst. Wheat would probably be the best. Maybe something like canola or soy, something like that, just because of the time of the year. But I think what we should do first maybe is plant a cover crop. And that'll push us into the next month. So we'll pick the best crop out of what's available, although it may not be the actual best crop for this circumstance. Alright, I'm going to plow and plow some more. And then our next step is going to be to lime. We can lime because lime is basically just ground up limestone, and of that we have loads because of our quarry. So we're making our own lime, so it's not an issue. We're going to lime everything, but right now let's just get it plowed out, and then we'll come back and we'll have a good look at it and see what the story is, and maybe we'll get the a worker started on laying down some lime over here, and we'll move over then and start plowing the next field. But it already looks better just being plowed. This is going to be a decent sized field. And the one next to it over here should be very similar in size. Alright, back in a couple. Alright, we finished field 1. I guess we're calling it field 1 now. And I'm working on field 2. And I got out, if I can stop running into the wall, I got out the old Russell mash, and yeah, that's best I'm going to do. I got out the old Russell mash and got the limer on it, and we hired a fella from the campground, and he's over there liming our field. Have to keep an eye on him. So I'm just doing the dirty work here with the sand. There we go. Should do a little better on the pass back because we're not driving on top of sand dunes. Alright. Might be a little Get a little closer to the wall. Beautiful. Oh. I gotta line up again. Just a little hump. And, yeah, it plowed out really well. I'm happy with it. I've got no complaints. Likewise, I'm happy with that now. Oh, there's the old Russell Mash. So, yeah. I gave him a little bit of a headland to get started with so he could turn around. He's got a little less up top. I hope he don't drive up on the tracks. That could be ugly. There's the chopper again. I can hear him. I can't see him. He must be right overhead. There he is. Shadow passed over. Apparently they've got a real interest in this project. They're keeping an eye on things. Oh, yeah, it's nice to be off the sand, and we got her running like the wind. Oh, a worker is tank empty. Well, I'll have to go get him some lime. Oh, that was... No, that was what I was looking for. Okay, well, I'll have to run up and get this guy some lime. And then get him put back to work. I probably should have checked how much lime was in this thing before I put him to work. My bad. Should I switch off? Okay, I'll probably do it with this, but I'm not going to make you watch me creep up here at 12 kph. Give me a second. I'll go get a load of lime. All right, just a quick update here as the endless plowing goes on. I've got my worker loaded up with lime again. I need liming. Just going to see here now if he's going to make the turn. He made the turn at the far end and came back. I started him off up on this end. Oh. I don't mind if he misses a little strip. I'll fix that later. Is he quitting? He might be quitting. No, he's gunning her. I don't know if the hill is the problem or if they're struggling getting close to the road. They don't want to lime there. They don't think it's field. Let's see what he does. As long as he starts off and gets going again, I'll leave him be. I might catch him at the far end of the field and just send him up and down the field. He's going slow mostly because the low horsepower on the tractor, which is not ideal. I think he's just going to back up now and go. No, he's just going to start there. All right, I'm perfectly fine with that. Might mow here, or mow. I might plow here a little bit and just jump over and catch him and send him up and down the field. I think that would be... He's slow turning around, and it might just be more productive to have him go up and down. I was only trying to create a headland there anyway so he could turn around easier, but... So it shan't take me too long to get this done, and then I'll have to go... I brought down the planter, and as I'm plowing, I'm thinking I better not forget about what I'm doing here. Perfect. Okay. Let's, you're doing a good job. It's not a criticism of your work, sir. Maybe I'm just as slow as you. Just get him started off down the field. Don't give me grief. Oh, he's gonna go. He's gonna go. I'm sure he's gonna go. All right, he's doing his thing. All right, back to what I was saying. We cycle through every vehicle we own. I wish. I'm hoping in the next iteration they come out with a button so that when you're on a tractor, you can select remove this vehicle from the list. So if you have, I don't know, let's say you were starting a tractor collection. You wanted to keep all your old tractors, but you weren't actually using them. You could park them in a nice barn or whatever you wanted to keep them in, and deselect them so that they wouldn't come up when you were cycling through your vehicles you were using. Or it could be your harvester, and you're done with the harvest season, and you want to deselect it so it's not popping up every time you cycle from vehicle to vehicle. Just saying. That might be a good thing. In the same way, remember, you can select or deselect the train. I just think that would be a nifty idea. It would be just something you could add to the menu up in the top corner, you know, where you hook up the plow or drop the equipment and all that sort of stuff. You bring up that menu, and there's an option there to remove this vehicle from the list. Just saying. Might be a good idea. Anyway, that was a side note. What I was thinking, I'm thinking about the crop we plant and what we're going to do, and I really think that wheat or barley should be the crop we plant. But of course, that's a long way away. Multiple months away. So here's, we wanted to plant a grass periphery anyway. So why don't we plant the whole field in grass, and then come the fall, when it's time to plant wheat or barley, we plow out the center, cultivate or whatever, cultivate in the crop, giving us a fertilizer state, I might add, and plant our wheat or barley. I think that ticks all our boxes, because grass is actually an excellent cover for poor soils and dry conditions. It will help retain water in the soil. It'll add some nutrients to the soil. It'll keep prevent wind and water erosion. And then we'll get our fall crop in, and it'll start growing before the winter and still act as a ground cover to hold in, do all those things, hold in moisture, keep down on water and wind erosion over the winter. And then in the spring, it's a grown crop. And it's the right kind of crop then to grow in these conditions as we improve the soil. And as time marches on and the soil improves, we can plant other crops that are a little more demanding. I think that is the perfect solution. So what we're going to do is we're going to grass this whole thing, and then we're going to plant the trees, and we're going to maintain that through until the fall, and we're going to plow out and plant in the center. We're going to plow out and plant wheat or barley. That's my plan. Alright, let's make the turn up here and just make sure that our buddy on the Russell Mash is doing a good job. Can we see him? Not up at this end of the field. Oh. Apparently he's gone into another dimension. I think he's just so far down the field he's not rendering, we can't see him. That's how you know when you got a big field, boys. Well, maybe we'll head down towards them. Like I say, my goal for today is I'd like to get these planted in grass. And I can't waste all my time yakking on the video if we're going to show all of that. Oh. Oh, I think I see something. Yep, it's coming into view now. Just verify he's moving. He looks like, yeah, he's moving. He's doing her. He's doing a good job. All right. I will bring you back when we get ready. So when I finish plowing this out, I'm going to go grab the seeder. And we should be able to get started seeding on that other field for sure. And I'll bring you back then and we'll show the starting of the seeding process. All right, we got our seeder out and on the go. We're planting grass, which I'm happy with. We're going to plant a full field of grass, and then come the fall, we'll plow out the center and plant our wheat and barley. Wheat in probably this one, and barley in the next one. So yeah, I just got to create. I created a windrow up at the other end. Just going to create a windrow here, and then we'll set a worker off, and then I've got to go deal with the limer over on the next field. He's up at the high end going back and forth creating a windrow right now. Probably set this guy off, see what he'll do. Okay, and I'll go up and just check on him real quick. I wanted to catch him at this side of the field because he's missing a piece. So I want to get that straightened out. And then I want to head him up and down the field, or go down to the bottom and create a windrow. Which I guess I could do right now. Yeah, I'll send him down to the end of the field and we'll get a windrow created down there so that he can make the turn against the wall. Turning is so hard for this poor little guy. So going lengthwise on the field, I'd have to make a lot less turns. I think they have trouble with the other side of the field because the road is there. And I think they just think the road comes deeper into the field than it really does. It'll let me do it, but the worker just doesn't want to do it. Alright, it's going to take him a second to get the other end of the field. Let's see if we can get the, this guy here. Ooh. Caught him just at the right moment. That should be plenty of windrow for him to turn around on. See if I can get him to start here. I doubt I can. Yeah, no. And limer's still coming down the field, so we're okay there. I might even have time to get up to the top of the field and turn this guy around and see if the worker will work coming back down. I don't think he will. Yeah, I'm not surprised there's a few quirks with this area out here, just because it was never set up by the map maker's actual fields at all. But I think the the map maker here had enough on his plate. I'll forgive this small indiscretion. And I think once... I've had this happen before. And I found that once we planted it, certainly after we harvested, the workers seemed to be okay with it then. On other maps. So hopefully that's the case here now. Once you reach a certain stage, it kind of recognizes that it's a field now. I'm hoping that's the case. But that's alright. I actually don't mind driving the equipment. It's just hard to manage a whole bunch of things at the same time. You can't get a lot done in a day without the help of a worker once your farm gets to a certain size. You know, you have to turn at some point, eh? Oh, he wants to go. Just I lined him up badly. I know what you're thinking. Oh, sweet. I bet I'm too late though to catch the limer. He just started heading back up. All right, well we'll let him head back up. We'll let him go do a circuit up and back, and then we should be okay. All right. I'm going to let him finish liming, and then I'll move the seeder over here and we'll finish seeding this, and then I'll bring you back when we are ready to throw in the trees. Should be awesome. Alright, well we're still seeding the other field, but I want to get started here. So we got our planter using the old Russell mash, and away we go. I want to put a row of trees on both sides of the road here. This is already planted with grass, so there'll be grass growing up around them. At least that's what I'm thinking. We'll see how that turns out. Beautiful. So yeah, we're going to plant a row here on each side, and then we're going to plant a row across the top, just this side of the railway tracks, and a row across the bottom at the wall. And I'm probably going to plant one down both sides, so that each field is its own individual field with a hedgerow of trees in between. And it won't look like much for a while. I think American elms are fairly fast growing, but it'll be like a year, I guess. So, but then it should look spectacular. And if it doesn't have the effect I want, especially up by the railway tracks, I'll add another row of trees after they grow. I know. It's a big commitment in time. I guess technically speaking, I'll finish this, I'll go do a lap around this field first, and then I'll move on to the next field where I can. I guess he's down at the other end, but he's almost got that done. So yeah, this is going very, very well. I'm really liking how this is looking. This field is huge. So we are going to have to mow this. Or we are going to mow this. I haven't quite figured that part out yet. Are we going to just mow it and sell the grass? Mow it and make hay? Mow it and make silage? I don't know what we're going to do. I honestly do not know. Alright, we're coming up on the end here. And... no, okay. Probably want the row of trees about right here. Right here. Oh, perfect. Alright, let's raise her up. And then I want to line up on that. I honestly don't know what's going to happen if the canopy of the tree hits the train. It'll be fun, though. I'm pretty sure the train is not going to stop. Once the train comes along and knocks down all the trees once they hit full growth. After thinking about the consequences of that, I kind of wish I'd put the trees in a little further down, but we'll see. I don't mind this one being a little closer to the edge because that way then they'll be kind of close to in between the two fields. So then this will be, and there'll be grass here, of course. So there'll be a band of grass with trees in it separating each of the fields moving forward. I think it's going to be nice. But again, the trees give us that windbreak that we're going to need. Cut down on the sandstorms so that this won't get all drifted in again. And again, they help to hold water in the soil. It should be cool. And of course, this field being all covered in grass is going to make it a big water sponge. You want to take on water and hold it. So that should solve our moisture problems and our sand blowing in problem. I think we're well on our way. Ooh. I wonder if I need to roll this field. Not rolling something I don't usually get too much involved with. So I'm not sure. Probably not. wonder if we can see our cedar. He's not done because I can still see. I don't know if he's gotten stuck on something. I'm gonna need another pallet of saplings. How many saplings came on this thing anyway? Sure, that's that side done. So that's 80% done. And I'm going to be out of saplings before I make it around. Which means I'm gonna need to do this twice. Okay, I don't want the trees poking through the other side, so it's probably about right here. One left, and bingo. Bingo babo. Well, I'll send this back up to the store to get another pallet of saplings. Alright, I'm going to send this up to the store, and we'll be back when we get some saplings to put in. Alright, last row of trees going in, and we'll have these trees done. I didn't really think we'd get both these fields done and the trees put on today. It was a lot of plowing and a lot of everything. I think it's going to look spectacular when it's done. See, now tomorrow all the grasses start coming up. It'll look great. And boom, that'd be the last tree. Beautiful job. What we got down here? So that's 120. Holy crap. We planted like 300 trees. That's a lot. I'm glad we got trees left over. So it's 120 a lift. We got 100 left over. Oh my, is this the 4th lift of trees? No, it can't be that many. Whew. That seems like a lot. Do you remember when I said I was going to take it easy on the game so I didn't break it? I wonder what 300 trees is going to do. And we're just getting started. Alright. Let's, we put this, let's, leave this here for a second. We're going to jump up. What? What? What are you doing up here, tractor? Alright, we need some fuel, so let's grab we're gonna grab a little bit of oh, wrong button. This button. I don't usually like to do that, but alright, we'll send this guy. He's got to go back up to the farm, so let's, I'll drive him up. Well, things we didn't get to today. We didn't haul anything away from the mine today, so we'll maybe do that tomorrow morning. We should have a good load to haul away from the mine by then. I'll have a look at what the capacity is in the mine to decide, but I'll probably leave the stone in the mine until I'm ready to use it, and then just pull out what I need. But the iron ore will top off the smelter, and we'll bring the rest down here to the rail station. You'll probably be due for it. We might have to check the engine oil seems to run out the soonest, so we'll have to give that a good check. Everything's going to be growing tomorrow, so we might have to find some other mischief to get into tomorrow. Who knows what that'll be. Hearing voices. That can't be good. Alright, so yeah, the track cat is, she's bingo fuel. She hasn't run out, but she's going to run out any second. So we should always have a few fuel cans handy. I just noticed that we still got seed sitting down at the store. We gotta get that pulled out of there. We got vehicles need to be reorganized. And I've been looking at it thinking I would like to, if I could, see if I can get a road down off the where our house is to. Get a lane coming down off the hill from there. That would give us a lot better access to everything. So our crop's coming up pretty good here. Looking great. I want to get all this equipment out of here. It's just been a mess today. I don't know if it'll do it while it's hanging off the tractor or not. So yeah, we're flashing red on fuel. That's never good. There we go. That was a pretty fast fill up. Good job. Well done. All right, so that's that fuel crisis averted. Let's back up a little. I think what we'll do is the spawn area down at the smelter needs to get cleaned out. So let's put this over here temporarily. Stop that. And I'm gonna jump down to the smelter, and I'll be right back. All right, there's 3 pallets down here of steel waiting to go down. So we're not even gonna go looking for the semi. I don't know where it is. We're just gonna quickly grab these and run them down. This has been a long day for me. I put a lot of hours in doing those fields. But yeah, that laneway down from the house tomorrow might be a thing. We'll get the mine cleaned out, get that cashed in. And we should have time for another good project. That's a 1. Oh, chopper's back. Watch down another little spawn before we're done. It was another beautiful day here. April. So it'll be May next month. Not a lot going to happen in May. I never even showed you today that our sunflowers up by the house came up. So they're looking good. They've got a long way to go though. Alright. One more of those down and maybe we'll just pop up quick to the house to see the see how nice the field looks now that it's coming in up there. Bet you thought I was going to run into that, didn't you? So die. I don't know what it is on this map, but there's something right about here in the road that occasionally the tractor, or more particularly the steel the tractor's carrying, has a collision with. I don't know what it is. It's fairly low, because usually you'll bounce off it and then everything will jump up and you'll go over it. Very odd. Alright, that's the 3 of them delivered. Let's put this back where it belongs. Hello, train. All right. All right, I'm going to pop up to the house and we'll be right back. All right. So there's our sunflower crop coming in. It looks pretty good. And there's the house. And I'm thinking it may be possible about right there to take a road down over the bank, and that would make getting around a lot easier. We'll look into that tomorrow morning and see what we can do. But I think we're going to call it a day there. So if you liked what we did here today, throw us a like. If you didn't like what we did here today, throw us a comment. We'd like to hear about it. If you want to see more of this, probably the best way is go ahead and subscribe, and then you'll get notified when I put a video out. I really appreciate everybody coming. Thanks a lot, guys.